Alright, so up front, some of this stuff on this assist trophy list is going to have things that aren't quite out yet, so the footage shown might be very limited or very low. But I figured I want to do a top 10 assist trophies because I'm excited for the next game, and it also kind of ties a little bit in with the Project M video I did years ago where I was talking about how no one likes Mr. Rossetti or things of that nature. So now we can talk about what is really good as an assist trophy. I only figured it's fair enough to give him his dues. I know a lot of people are complaining and whining and bitching and acting like little children at the idea that Waluigi isn't in Smash. But in all fairness, at least he's in the game period as an assist trophy, so that's better than nothing. And I hate to say it, but as of this point, since he's in 3 games, all the games as an assist trophy, I'm not entirely sure that's going to ever change. It might, but he's kind of got the legacy of being the consistent, most recognizable assist trophy, period. So there's that. He's useful to see and watch him beat the shit out of people like that. There you go. That's it. So for this one, the footage is going to be low. We're going to try and keep it brief to compensate. But one of the ones they showcased off that I was actually excited about, and I felt once I saw it, I was like, oh, that's a perfect idea, was the Burring Snagrit. It's a simple enemy, it doesn't need too much explanation, it's a nice representation of Pikmin, and I think that's kind of what sticks out to me as well, is it's a natural fit, and it gives love to another series that's very limited in what it has to offer. So even certain series that may not have many choices as far as, like, playable characters, they can at least make up for in things like assist trophies, and Pikmin is a pretty good example of that. This is another one that I feel like is kind of one of the more noticeable, iconic, typical assist trophies. I also felt like it was probably one of the most useful ones in Brawl, period, so I was always happy every time I got it. It's just useful to watch him go into the background, shoot shit at your opponents, and just serve as an overall distraction without being cluttering the battlefield, really. So he's there, he serves his purpose, he's useful, there you go. I like Jeff as an assist trophy mostly because of the power he packs when he shows up. So for starters, he's shooting off explosives at you. Secondly, they're homing in, so they're going to be following you down, they're going to be harder to dodge. Jeff serves himself well as an assist trophy because there's a pretty low chance that they're going to be missing, and there you go, Earthbound representation. Some of these might be a little bit brief just because there's not too much to say other than it's good, it's useful. Yeah. Now this one actually kind of makes me excited just because I look at the possibilities of Bomberman being able to be playable in future games. I doubt it, I would love it if they did, but I feel like just for a testing thing and starting off, this is a nice way to do it. It also kind of works because it plays with the typical Bomberman formula, which is, the bombs going in different lines, and they already played with that with things like the X-bombs as well. So it works, it serves its purpose, still would be totally fine with them putting Bomberman in Smash, but I mean, this is a good enough start, and I'm happy just to see Bomberman get any sort of love in the last 10, 20 years to begin with. This one I also remember seeing and I was like, oh, this is a really good choice, I like it. And that's Mother Brain. I mean, it makes sense. It works well. It's, I guess, a boss, but I mean, it works as an assist trophy too. I like the idea that you can fight certain assist trophies, that's fun. I like that it has it takes up a nice space, so it's in the way, its presence is known, it's shooting at you, so you gotta be careful, but you can fight back if you need to. I don't know, I like it. I'm just really comfortable with it. I just feel like it makes a lot of sense, and it's not overwhelming, but its use is very, very clear. Again, I love Bandai Namco for taking control over Smash 4 because we got some really funny stuff out of it and really arcadey stuff, and it's just an overall fun, goofy game, and that's kind of a thing I like more about Smash 4 than I do about Brawl, Melee, 64, etc. is because there's just a lot more stuff to play with and have fun with and joke around with. And putting in Pac-Man allows the possibility of things like this to occur. The ghosts are just fun. That's it. Like, who the hell doesn't love Pac-Man and this goofy shit? It just makes a lot of sense. It's natural, but you just can't help but smile and laugh at it. At least I can't. Like, I remember seeing it and I was like, oh, it's so good. And there you go. Like, I love them. It's so good. This is another perfect example of when I saw it, I was like, that makes so much sense. Why didn't they do this before? It's like a weird mind-blowing moment where you see something and you just realize how naturally it fits and works well with the universe. So Chain Chomp, firstly, it's stuck to the chain, so it's not going to be going too far and it's pretty easy to dodge. But if you can corner someone and you can get them to get hit by it, it's very useful. I also like Chain Chomps. Little known fact. It's actually not little known. But there you go. Like, it makes a lot of sense. It's super useful. I like Chain Chomps. It's fun. Chain Chomps are fun. Again, limited footage, but here we go. Now, when everyone was saying that they wanted Skull Kid and Smash, this was the kind of shit they were talking about. They just wanted to see Skull Kid bring the moon down and crush the fucking stage. Now, admittedly, that little demo there, that's the most horrifying thing I've ever fucking seen, and I love it. Firstly, that's probably the most intimidating the moon has ever looked or seemed, but there you go, like, that's what people wanted. They didn't want Skull Kid to show up and fuck with the dimensions, and no one really cared about that. They wanted the moon. They wanted the Majora's Mask representation because Majora is so unique and different. And, like, that's just it. That's good. That's cool. That's awesome. Huge fan of it. It'll also be really funny to kind of see the moon show up on the Great Bay stage where there's another moon. I don't know, I'm just looking forward to that. I don't know how obvious this one might have been based off of my previous answers for this list in the items list, but this one's my ultimate favorite because, again, when I first saw it, I laughed my ass off just because I love the idea and I think it's hilarious. Also, I really like Pong. I don't know why they call it Color TV Games, but fuck you, I'm smart enough to know what Pong is, and that's goddamn Pong. And it's just funny to see that going on in the background while you're trying to have a fight, and if you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time, it sucks to be you. It's kind of funny that it keeps track of the score as if it's like actually happening. I don't know, I just love it. I've always loved it. I just think Pong is pretty fun as well, so there you go. Alright, so hopefully this was okay with you guys and you understand why I didn't put the assist trophies on the items list. I felt like it made a lot of sense. But there's a lot of useful assist trophies and it's a lot of fun. And I remember when they first came out, I was kind of like on it. But now it would just feel so empty to not have assist trophies in a future game. They're just fun and they help fill not quite the roster, but more representation and more love for some of the franchises that these things get. There's some I don't like, but just because I didn't say it doesn't mean I hated it. So just that to keep in mind. Anyway, that's it for this one. I don't know how long these are going to be because a lot of this stuff is like really 30 seconds of say, yeah, good, like it, and that's it. I don't know. Bye.